Hello everyone. What's going on? It's me, Pagey, here once again, with another one of these new things. They call them live streams. I think they just invented them, so I'm late to the trend, sort of. But anyway, welcome everyone. This is my first live stream in a while. I can't remember the last time I live streamed, to be completely honest. The fact I can't remember means it must have been a while ago. Welcome everyone that's already here. Just let me scroll up here. Why is this sort of... Okay, there we go. Welcome everyone that's coming in. Hayden, Rare, a beer one itty, Peach, shutting down. Hopefully that's not referring to anything that's I'm interested in regards to shutting down. Yeah, we're just gonna have a general chat. There's some stuff to talk about specifically about the Flash, because some stuff came out. I guess technically it was yesterday, even though it was like just before today started. That could impact them slightly, and we'll jump into that in a second. I'm not too sure if it will, because I don't know exactly what the Flash's plans are, but from based off other things, this could impact about like a week or so of filming. Bend over, always a good one to have in here. Obviously, as we normally do in these streams, feel free to let me know where you are from on this planet we call Earth. I'm always intrigued. You sometimes get some interesting places that just that I've personally never been to and never met anyone from. Grant's because of the Glee girl, yeah. New York, Fresno, California, Tennessee, Miami, Kentucky. Hello from Pittsburgh. That's probably not even a Pittsburgh accent. That's just me being an idiot. Obviously, throughout the chat, as everyone's putting this in, Philadelphia, Massachusetts. Can never pronounce it, but hopefully that was good. Kenya, Nicaragua. That's interesting. Norway, Illinois, Redlands, California. I was watching something about. I was watching a documentary today. Did it say Redlands, or maybe it was Redwood? Is there a place in California called Redwood? Because it might have been Redwood. If it wasn't Redwood, then I think it might have been called Redlands. If there is Redwood, let me know in California, because it might have been that. India, Kenya. Oh, that's the same person saying Kenya. British Columbia. That's AKA where Vancouver is. What was I going to say? I've completely forgot. I've lost my train of thought. It's been a while since I live streamed, so I'm sort of like losing my mind, if you want to call it. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Yeah, feel free to leave your questions in the comment section down below, because we'll treat it as this little thing to talk about at the beginning. We'll talk about this filming thing in like a couple of minutes, and then we'll jump into pretty much just a general Q&A. But the Q&A, if you want to make it, just talk about sort of what the title is, like the future of the Arrowverse, as well as what to expect from, I guess, the quote-unquote Comic-Con for this year, which is, of course, DC Fandom. I should have made that the title, and I can't edit it because the StreamYard's annoying. Anyway, we'll have to remember that next time when we're talking about this stuff. Talk about the Gotham series, the HBO Max thing. I don't know why they're making that, because that's like them just making a Green Arrow series when we've just had Arrow end. Like, give it some breathing space, please. It's pretty much Gotham. I know it's going to be high quality. It's going to be a slightly different story. It's not completely Gotham. It's what Gotham was trying to be in its first like season or two, and then Gotham branched off into this weird Elseworlds thing. But pretty much what that show is going to be is what Gotham did in season 1. Like, I'll watch it. I'm intrigued to see what it's like, but it's not like it's something we haven't seen. We actually saw something exactly like it to end last year. I can't remember when it ended, but whenever it ended, we only sort of saw it recently. But yeah, this thing that came out, as I said, it was either yesterday or beginning of today, one of the two, was talking about how Canada's... I'm sure some of you might have already heard this as well if you're in Canada or even in America. The Canadian-US border, the restriction on it has been extended by a month, which it puts them back to... I think it's August. Well, what's the date today? It's the 15th Warrior, but it'd be the 14th over there. So it's going until August the 14th. And I saw people saying that this could affect the Flash going back to filming and any other show going back around early September. It really shouldn't, because if the ban or the restriction lifts on that day, then that still gives them 2 weeks to get there, literally the day after it ends, and then they can spend that 2 weeks quarantining and then start filming beginning of September. So it shouldn't really affect them too much. And from what it seemed like, the Flash and I guess Batwoman wouldn't have been beginning to film until the middle of September anyway, like the 14th or somewhere around that. Because it seemed like everything pretty much got pushed back 2 weeks from when they were originally slated, and Flash was sort of right at the beginning of September. But yeah, who knows what's going to happen there. When I saw it, I don't think it's going to impact it anyway. It said non-essential travel, so I don't even know what that means, if that affects actors. But is acting essential? I don't know. Who knows? Anyway, that's just pretty much the thing there. That's pretty much the best the thing that I was referring to earlier. I'm sure we'll hear more about it when it gets closer to them filming. But we should hear like DC Fandoms in just over a month, and I'm sure they're going to talk about filming for all the shows at that point. But yeah, we'll just start this general Q&A. We'll pretty much just treat this entire stream like a Q&A. I have no idea how long we'll go for. Pretty much until it gets boring. Let's be complete. I feel like we'll get to the point where I feel like I want to hit my head against the wall, and then we'll probably stop before I hit my head against the wall, preferably. But yeah, if you want to get your questions 100% answered, or your statements, if you want to make a political statement live on stream, if you want to get those 100% read out or answered, you can super chat, which obviously helps the channel, especially during this time. But you don't have to do that. We'll do both, but obviously super chats get the preferential treatment. That's the best way to put it. Whoa, what the hell happened there? Okay, there we go. Captain G10 with the $2 you heard. There we go. I just talked about that. Yeah, that was the topic I wanted to talk about, or the little thing at the beginning. Yeah, I saw that. As I said, it's not like it's 2 months. It was going to middle of August, so it wasn't really going to affect it too much anyway. Even if it does affect the shows or not, I'm not too sure. But yeah, well, USA has sort of gone up in smoke at the moment, so I'm not too surprised. Canada's like, hey, we'll just give it a bit more cooling off time, a bit more cooling off. Joey Wenning, whatever that is, with the $2, the Folsh wait ham say. I am not too sure what that means, Joey. You might have to let me know in another comment what exactly that means. I'm guessing that means the Flash. Wait, ham say? I'm not too sure what that means. You might have to let me rephrase that in another comment, because I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure what that means, dude. But feel free to let me know exactly what that means in another comment. Sanjot says, I live in British Columbia and there has been a spike in cases. I think they might delay it again. In regards to filming, they can only push it back so much. And the thing is that, like, I think that area needs the work. That area can't hold off so much. Like, you need the work. I don't see it getting delayed much longer. And Warner Brothers won't delay it either. Like, the thing is that they're pushing it back as far as they can, because I think it's pretty obvious that once they get going, they're not going to stop. The thing is, they might stop for like, if they find it, for example, say the Flash is running, the Flash is filming, they've been filming for 2 or 3 weeks, everything's going fine, and then like an assistant on set has symptoms of COVID, that would just exile her, put her in her own sort of holding, if you want. The term that's being used in Australia when someone has it is they put into holding, and then they pretty much test the people that they would have come in contact with, and if they're not, then they if they don't show symptoms, then they go back to that original person, they test them, and if they have further symptoms, then it's the whole 2-week thing. So they'll try and do that, and they'll be really precise in regards to how they go about testing all those people and trying to catch it early, because they won't want to shut down, and they won't shut down unless like multiple people have symptoms, I think, or you know what I mean, because it's just too much money. But obviously they don't want legal cases either. So I think that's the process they'll go through, because that's what Australian stuff is doing from what I know. And it seems to be working. There seems to be no outbreaks on set or anything, even in areas where there has been spikes. So it seems to be working on Australian production. So I'd assume it'll be the same on those Arrowverse stuff as well, and anything that films in Vancouver. Fan of fiction, not fan or fiction, with the $5. Thank you very much for that. Hey, Pagey, what do you think the chances are of us seeing concept art for the new Arrowverse suits at Fandom? Well, it matters if there is any, because the issue is that I don't know exactly. I don't like for Supergirl, for example. I don't know where their suits are done, but I'm pretty sure the Flash ones are done in Vancouver. Like Grant would have to go there, but I don't know if they're done in LA or not. I'm not too sure exactly where they're done, but if they were, if they had to go to Vancouver to do it, they can't do suit fittings. And there might just be issues around that in general in regards to coming into contact with people just at this stage. So like Flash, I don't know. They might wait until they actually start filming, and then we might see the suit show up later in the season, or an update to a suit, whether it's the Flash suit or another hero suit. Same with Supergirl, Batwoman, and stuff. Batwoman is obviously the big one because they have the new lead, which we can have. If you have any questions about that as well, because I've done a live stream since that was announced, just on one video. But that's probably the only major one, is probably the Batwoman thing. And who knows what they're going to do specifically with her suit. I'd assume they'd probably do that in LA regardless, even if Vancouver was the place to do it, just because they need to get that done. That's like a necessity. But yeah, I don't know about concept art for really anything. I think the only show that will show anything will be The Flash. I think they might show footage from that episode that they pretty much finished, which was meant to be episode 20 of season 6, which will now be pretty much episode 1 of season 7. I think they might try and put a trailer together. But then again, they might leave it because it's so far from The Flash actually coming back. But who knows what they'll do there. I'm sure they'll have some news. I'm sure they'll announce new casting. I don't know if they'll actually show any physical stuff 100%. The only thing I could actually see them showing would be a trailer for The Flash. And maybe with Batwoman, the first look at the new Batwoman in her suit, if they want to do that, if they have it done. But yeah. Thanks very much. Thank you very much for that, fan of fiction. Any elongated man news? I don't think we're going to get a recasting. I honestly don't think we're going to get a recasting. I'd honestly be very, very surprised if we were, if we got any sort of recasting for Ralph. Comic-Con sounds boring this year. I told everyone, I think it was in a live stream, because I think the news got announced, I think, while I was live streaming, or literally before I live streamed once. And I told everyone, don't get excited. They're literally not going to do anything at that Comic-Con at home, because it loses its whole exclusivity thing, because it's online. They're losing all of it. So you're going to get the companies taking it elsewhere and doing their own thing, like you saw with DC Fandom. They're doing their own thing because they get to control it. They get to do whatever they want. They're not under the whole Comic-Con rule set or restrictions, if you want to call it. I don't know why people were getting excited for it. I was telling people on Twitter and the stream, don't get excited, because you're literally raising your hopes for nothing. Yeah, it sounds boring because it was always going to be boring. Unless you're like, the only thing that's interesting is like The Boys has a panel, which they might show some new footage there. And I think there's like 2 other things which are coming out that might interest people. But overall, it's a bit of a, yeah, don't know why people got excited for it. Why is my phone going off? I have no idea. Not checking it. I'm just scrolling down because the StreamYard sort of glitches out. There we go. Glitched out. I'm trying to find, there's another super chat up here, which I know I've missed, which is annoying. I'll just answer this one quickly. G Sosi with the $2. What do you think Superman Lois show will be like? I think it'll be good, because the important thing to remember, and I said this, I think in one of my Superman and Lois videos, but it also relates to Batwoman, I think, for this upcoming season. I think it might have even been a thing for season 1 of Batwoman, is that they have an increased budget because HBO Max is putting some money into it, because it's technically like an HBO exclusive in regards to streaming. So you can only stream that show or those shows on HBO Max in America. So they're putting some money into it. You can read the script for Superman and Lois. Like if you type in Superman and Lois pilot script on Google, you should be able to find the pilot script. You're going to be sitting there for about an hour probably reading it, or maybe not an hour, maybe like 40 minutes. I've read pretty much most of it. It sounds like a really good pilot script, and it's obviously going to get changed a bit here and there, but not a lot. Like I think pretty much most of that's going to be in the pilot episode. I recommend reading it if you want to get a taste of it, because you can argue spoilers and stuff, but I think if you pretty much read 3/4 of it, it won't spoil heaps, but there is some stuff at the beginning which is sort of spoilery at the same time. Now that I think about it, I think it's going to be solid. I think it's going to be a different look at Superman. I'd rather them do something different than pretty much just try and make some like Superman, like just not try and do what this like Supergirl. Like Supergirl, they could just make a Superman show in the same mold as that, but I'd rather them do something different. And I know they're in Smallville, but it's different. When you read the pilot script, you'll get a feel that it is a bit different at the same time. So it's sort of taking the best of both worlds, which I think people should like. Some people probably just hate it for the sake of hating it because it's Arrowverse, but it sounds like it's going to be promising. But yeah, it's not like a 10 out of 10 in regards to hype for me, but it sounds solid. It looks solid. So I'm interested to see what they do. Cody, I think it was. How do I get this again? Just give me 2 seconds. I think I have to click that, then that, and then I should be able to find it. Here we go. Okay, I found it. Cody with the... Do I have to click it open? Here we go. Cody with the $5. Thank you very much for that. How did you even hear about Cat not being involved with Grant of the Canaries? Because High Five told me something else. You heard it through the grapevine, Cody. Yeah, that's pretty much the best way to put it. Heard through the grapevine. I have no idea if that show's even going to happen anymore. There is that talk about that, because who was it? I think it was TV Line. No, it wasn't TV Line. It was a while ago. This was like 2 years ago when Warner Brothers was looking into the CW streaming, or Warner Brothers and I guess CBS were looking into the streaming thing. Now they're moving ahead with their own streaming service that is free with ads, which is already what they have at the moment. But I think it'd be increased ads, or I don't know if it's a higher rate of ads or they're longer ads. I don't know what they're going to be specifically in regards to that new streaming service. I don't know why you'd put an Arrowverse show on there. To me, it's either it's on the main CW stuff, or you scrap it, or it is just this disconnected show. Like it never connects with the Arrowverse at all, or anything like that. The budget, it's I don't know if it's on that streaming service, it's going to have a shocking budget. I don't even want to know. I don't want to think about what it would be like. It would be terrible. I honestly think it would be terrible. I don't know what they're going to do with that show though, because I don't think anyone cares about it, to be completely honest. I'm not saying no one cares about it, but if you think about any show that could be coming up in the Arrowverse, it could be a freaking Tracy Brand spin-off. And I think that would honestly garner more interest because it'd be more current. You know, that Green of the Canaries thing was in February, and the interest just sort of died down. And I'm saying that no one cares about it. It's just that you didn't strike while the iron was hot. You've let it simmer, you let it cool down. It's ice cold. No one wants to touch it. So I don't even know what they're going to do. I don't think anyone would be overly excited for it if they officially announced it. And I think it might be DOA, but that's just me. I wouldn't mind seeing it, but I'm not dying to see it at the same time, if that makes sense. Hopefully get my drift. I think that was the only thing I missed. Was it? This is confusing. I can't even... Okay, it was. Okay, sweet. Let's go back to StreamYard here. Okay, that was annoying. No sets, just green screens. God, that would save some money. Okay, let me just scroll because I know I missed some super chats here. Okay, what we have Gary with the $1. Thank you very much for that, Gary. What's that say? Base camp. That sounds interesting. Victor with the $5. Thank you very much for that, Victor. What could be Stargirl's season finale be? Could we see the ending be an intro to the other's world? No, it won't be anything Arrowverse related. I was I was watching, because I have eyeballs. I was watching the whose story was it? I think it was Cameron Gelman, who plays Hourman, or Rick Tyler. I think it was his story. And he posted a video of them rating the season 1 finale. And it didn't spoil anything, but I can tell you this, the season 1 finale has like an end credit scene. So it goes to credits, some of the credits play, and then it plays an end credit scene, like you'd see in a movie. So I don't know what specifically it's going to be, but that's just a note for the finale. When the credits start playing, there's an end credit scene after. So switch your brains on. Remember to keep it up. But I think the season finale is sort of, I won't spoil it if you're watching Stargirl today, won't say anything, but they sort of set up what the finale will be in this episode, in today's episode, or the episode a couple of days if you watched it on DC Universe. So yeah. Captain J with the $5 again. Crossover with Supergirl and new Batwoman next season. Batwoman's suit should be a different color or same but different style. Stargirl is awesome. Supergirl and Batwoman won't have a crossover next season because Supergirl's like production schedule is going to be all over the joint. The Batwoman suit, same people saying like that silver gray suit. I don't know. I'm interested to see what they do there. Because she's gonna. I think what we're gonna see is that it's going to be pretty much similar to season 1. I think they're pretty much going to do the same sort of format at the beginning of season 1. So I think Ryan Wilder, if that's the actual name of the character, will wear what Kate Kane wore. So Ruby Rose's suit, like how Ruby Rose's Kate Kane wore that modified Batman suit for the first handful of episodes. And then she'll get her own suit in 3, 4, 5, whatever episode it might be. I've seen people saying that gray suit from the cartoon, I honestly think it looked terrible in live action. I don't know if it's just me. I think it would look terrible. I don't see it looking good. You use dark colors for a reason. Like the Flash gets away with it with that red, but that red could potentially have looked terrible. I don't see gray looking good. That's me personally, unless they spend a lot of money on it. But I could just see them making a similar black suit with the red emblem. All the Batwoman stuff has like the red on it, so I don't think they're going to change the red color in regards to the emblem. If it is like not black, they'd make it like a charcoal or something, but I don't think it'd be that light of a gray or silver or anything like that. I think it'd look terrible in live action, but prove me wrong. I want to be proven wrong in regards to that because it would look cool if they could get it right, but I just have a feeling it'd look terrible. And yes, Stargirl is awesome. It is awesome. If you're not watching it, wow, you're missing out. Can I do Twitch again? I would like to, but YouTube is just so much easier. Like I'd only go on Twitch if I was for like a specific reason to be on Twitch, if that makes sense. I could go on Twitch for DC Fandom and just do a long live stream there. I wouldn't want to do it on YouTube because that'd just be annoying because that processing time on YouTube usually stuffs up just videos in general. But I could stream on Twitch for DC Fandom. I would be starting early though. I think it's meant to start at 3 a.m. my time, which looking forward to that early wake up or all nighter, whichever way you want to put it. But yeah, that it'll be a long one. That stream, I think. Just let me give you 2 seconds. Oh, my mouse has decided to stuff up. Okay, there we go. Did I miss anything here? No. Okay, sweet. Awesome. Hello, So Funny Studios. Welcome to the stream. When will Stargirl come out in the UK? I think it comes out in the UK on August, I think 25th. I think it's on Amazon Prime. I know it's coming out on Amazon Prime, but I don't know specifically what the date is. I know it's in August. So I know it comes out on August 25th in Australia on Fox 8. So if you're Australian watching this now or after the fact, that's when it comes out in Australia. And it might come out on the same date in the UK, but I'm pretty sure it's Amazon Prime it's coming out on. Pagey, if season 7 stays in January and if they do a full season, will there be breaks and will season 8 start in October? Season 8 will start in October, yeah. Season 7, I think, won't have a full season, but it's going to get close. I think it would get. I think it's probably going to have 18 or 19 episodes. Probably 18. 18 sounds like a cleaner number. So yeah, I would expect 18 episodes for the Flash for season. Season 7. They were aiming for 22. They were aiming for 22, but they're just being pushed back now. I think if they were able to start filming in August, then they could probably get it done. But at this stage, no. And if they got to 22, there pretty much be no breaks in regards to the airing schedule. But if they do 18, that means they'll probably have like 2 or 3 weeks throughout the season where there's not an episode. And that's just because you'll get stuff like sports, like March Madness, which I think by next year would probably happen, and various other little things like that. like Batwoman, for example, will have to have at least 1 or 2 weeks off because of like the Oscars and maybe even some other stuff, and then even like I guess the Super Bowl if that's on. So yeah, there's just going to be weeks where I'll have to take a break, but pretty much next year you're going to have a lot of TV. It's pretty much going to be on the entire year. I think there's going to be like maybe what, like 2 months maybe where there's no TV, no Arrowverse things at all, compared to like, what, 5 months that we usually have. So it's going to be pretty hectic. Hello, Naruto. Welcome to the stream. Just going to the chat again. Scroll too far up. What happened to Tracy Brand after season 3? Also, do you think Julian will ever come back? Tracy Brand just pretty much got the treatment where I was like, well, we don't know what to do with her, so we're not going to bring her back. They said that Julian Albert and Tracy Brand were coming back for season 4. Neither of them came back. The Julian reason was because Tom Felton took I think it was like some sort of stage show or something like that, and it conflicted with the beginning of the season. So they're like, well, we wanted you for the opening of the season, but if you're not going to be there, then we'll just write you out. I don't even know what specifically happened with Tracy Brand, but I'm pretty sure it was we just don't know what to do with you. How many episodes for Superman and Lois? It says 13 on the press site. I had a look. It says 13, but I think it's going to be 16. 13 is just the usual season order for a first season. But I'm pretty sure it'll be 16 based off their filming schedule. When is Comic-Con? Well, Comic-Con at home is in what, like a week? I think a week. A week? Just over a week, I think. But DC Fandom's in 5 weeks or something like a month and 1 week from now. That's the one you want to look out for. There's nothing at Comic-Con at home. Why is this not? This is not scrolling properly. There we go. Pagey, do you know how we can join DC Fandom? It's pretty much just, I think it's just going to be a thing where you make an account. I think they're going to make it that you have like an avatar or something like that. The issue is, and this is going to annoy a lot of people, and I don't think they've been very clear with it, but I think it's fairly obvious. If you play, funnily enough, this is probably the only serious Fortnite reference you'll ever get from me. If you play Fortnite, you would know when they do those events, they have like a cap on how many people can get into the server. That's what it will be like with DC Fandom. They'll only allow a certain amount of people in. So there's going to be a lot of people who won't be able to go in and watch those things live, which is going to annoy a lot of people. Like, obviously, they'll upload the trailers to YouTube and stuff like that, but I think they're probably going to do it where if you're in the actual stream or the actual event, you'll probably get to watch the trailer before it's uploaded to YouTube. So you might get spoilers on Twitter, but I'm sure you can just not look at Twitter for like 5 minutes. You know what I mean? I think that's what they're going to do there. So it's similar to Fortnite with their events, because there's no way they're going to be able to contain that many people on like one page. It's impossible. So I don't see that happening. I can see it actually. I can see it being a disaster. I'm really hoping it isn't. I'm really hoping it's well planned. They know the demand it's going to have, but I don't think it's going to be an easy thing to join. However, it's going for 24 hours, so you'll be able to go there after the fact and watch the panels if you want to. So the Suicide Squad panel, the Batman panel, Snyder Cut panel, whatever it is, you can go and watch it after the fact. It's just that watching it when it first comes out or when it's live will be very hard, I think. Let me. Where did Cody's thing go? I saw it there. There you are. Good old Cody. $5. Could Stargirl get an HBO Max budget? Stargirl's budget, no. Well, technically, it depends what you say an HBO Max budget is, because some HBO shows would have less budget than a CW show, because it just depends on the property. I don't know what the budget was for Stargirl. I heard it was actually one of the lower ones. Like, I don't think it was the lowest. I think it was like maybe like the second lowest for a DC Universe show, for an opening season or just a season in general. The thing is, I've seen people saying, "Oh, the budget's going to be killed on the CW." It's like, not really. Like, the Flash overall for a season has roughly about 60 million for an episode. Sure, they have to go over 22 episodes, 22 episodes, but it's like 65 million their budget. Like, they have a fairly big budget in regards to, if you just look at it as a number for a season. The issue is when you average it off per episode, that's when it goes down to like 3 million or 3.5 million, depending on how big it is at the end. Stargirl, you got to remember they've already built a lot of the stuff. Like the city that they go in, there's already stuff built there that they can just keep. I think they've still got paintings on the wall from, so they don't have to paint walls and stuff like that. Sets are built that I think they kept there. Obviously, they've already got Stripe built, which would have cost a lot of money. The suits are all built, so they save a lot of money from season 1. Like a season 2 always has less budget anyway because they have already done stuff for season 1. I could see Stargirl. They could give Stargirl more per episode because I think, like Superman and Lois and Batwoman, its streaming home would be HBO Max come the end of the season. So they might be able to fund some money. So you could see it getting up to an average of like, I don't know, maybe like 4.5, maybe if HBO Max was generous or just Warner was generous in general, which would really keep the quality. The good thing with Stargirl is it's keeping all its creatives. Like the showrunner Jeff Johns is staying there. It seems like all the major creators and even some of the minor creatives are staying on the show. So that's a good thing. It's just how you use your budget. It's important to remember CW doesn't make the shows. They just fund the shows and distribute the shows. It's all about the creators, whether what they want to do, whether they want to fall into a cliche thing, which you sometimes see with a show like Supergirl, or you can be your own creative thing. Funnily enough, Legends sort of does its own thing. It's very creative. But that's for us to wait and find out. I'm sure we'll hear stuff in the future. But thank you very much for that, Cody. There was more here. Vedant with the rupee. I think I'm not too sure what that is. That symbol. Not too sure. Well, there you go. He wrote, "Hope CW doesn't ruin Stargirl." Well, as I said, it's not. They just fund the show and distribute the show. So, it's up to the creatives, I guess, if they want to ruin it, which I highly, highly doubt they would do, especially because Jeff Johns is in charge. So yeah, people are freaking out about that. I saw it on Twitter. I was like, I was just like, sort of like shaking my head, like people were acting like it was World War III had been announced or something like that. And people that didn't even watch Stargirl, I could tell they didn't watch Stargirl, were blowing up as well. Big Matt 183 or the $2. Do you think Ryan Choi is going to be the Atom on Legend of Tomorrow? I have no idea. I personally don't think he would fit that show. I really don't think he would fit the show. I think the most likely thing we'd see with Ryan Choi could be him showing up as like a guest actor just in the Arrowverse, like someone who just shows up and, for certain episodes, because I'm sure Osric Chow would take the work if it was given to him. Yeah, that's how I could see that character. Or he could be on something like Superman and Lois if they wanted to. I don't know what they would do specifically with the character, but I don't see him being on Legends. I don't think he'd fit the show. I really don't think he'd fit the show. Like Legends is sort of like there's people on Legends at the moment that don't fit the show. So yeah, I don't think you need someone else who would feel like a bit of an outcast. So I'd prefer if he wasn't put there, to be completely honest. Just give me 2 seconds. Okay, here we go. Lauren asked, what's DC Fandom? It's pretty much just Comic-Con, but for DC stuff, and it's on August 22, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's August 22. So pretty much you'll get all the TV shows, so Flash, Supergirl, Batwoman, all of them will have like online panels with the cast. They might reveal info, maybe in first looks at something if they have it. All the movies that are coming out, even the ones that haven't even started filming, will have panels, and they'll reveal probably new information on. Will reveal new movies, maybe new TV shows. It's going to be, if you're a DC fan, it's what you want to look out for. SA 1989 with the $5 in Australia. Where can I see Stargirl? Well, I think I might have just mentioned it just before you came in, maybe. Stargirl isn't on Australian TV at the moment, but it will be on Fox 8 starting August 25th. I think that's when it is. If you have the binge streaming service as well, I think it will be on there August 25th as well, but it'll just be like weekly. So episode 1, then next week, episode 2, etc. I don't think they're going to drop it all at once because I think Fox 8 would want to air it weekly to bring in viewers each week. So yeah, it's going to be on Foxtel or that binge streaming service. Pagey, you're going to do a review on the new season on... I'm not too sure what that means, Drew. What show do you mean there? When will the CW shows come on Netflix in the UK? Are they on Netflix on the UK normally? If they're not, then I know that like the only CW show, like Arrowverse show that's on Netflix in Australia is Arrow. And I don't even think season 8's on there yet. I think It's just up to season 7 at the moment. All the other ones are on different streaming services. Naruto with the $5. I was going through HBO Max the other day and I saw Nancy Drew on there. RIP CW on Netflix now. Yeah, I think it depends what country you're in. Anything that was a new show the past season, I think, is all onto HBO Max. So that would have been Batwoman, Katie Keene, and I guess Nancy Drew. Was that a new show this season? So that's why it would be on HBO Max. So any new CW show that's made since last season and beyond is now an HBO Max show. Stargirl will be included in that as well. So Superman and Lois will be an HBO Max show. And just say they do Green and the Canaries. Green and the Canaries would be an HBO Max show for stream. Well, actually, would it? Actually, it wouldn't. If it ends up on that streaming service that CW is trying to do, then I guess it wouldn't be on HBO Max. It'd just be on that. But if it went on to normal CW, then it'd be an HBO Max show. And anything else, any new, like, what's another new CW show they're making? That Walker, that'll be on HBO Max. So, yeah, no more new shows on Netflix, but like The Flash, Supergirl, anything that was already on Netflix will continue to be on Netflix until the show ends. So, yeah. Pagey, did you watch All American? I watched pretty much all of season 1 flying to America last year for Comic-Con. I think I watched all of it. I think I watched all of it. I'm pretty sure I watched all of it. I think I had enough time to watch the entire season on the one flight over there because I didn't sleep. I waited till I got to America to go have a nap. Pretty much slept the entire day. Yeah, I think I watched the entire first season. I haven't watched season 2, or are we up to 3 now? I think the 3's the next season. So I haven't watched any of the season 2 or even season 3 if there is one, but I watched season 1. It's a good show. I didn't even like gridiron or American football. I think it's a pretty crap sport, but no offense if you love it. But that show is actually fairly good. So I'm just scrolling down. Drew with the $4.99 or $5. Will you be doing a review on the new season of Doom Patrol? I won't. But I can tell you I finished season 2. I had the press copies. I've finished season 2, and I'm not going to spoil how it ends, but it ended, and I was like, what? And I found out that it's missing an episode because they weren't able to finish the last episode 10, because of Corona. So it's literally missing the finale. So that's just a heads up heading into the finale, the end of this season. It's literally missing its finale. Yeah, I don't know when I'd assume that they're going to bring that out because I heard that we're literally a day away from finishing the show. Like they want like the last or second last day of filming for the entire season. So I'm shocked that they're not releasing. It must have been like a pivotal scene that they had to film in those last couple of days, and that's why they're not releasing it. Because trust me, it ends and you're like, what? Yeah, it's very good, Doom Patrol. I think it's going to get renewed for season 3 because they're doing a DC Fandom panel. Because if it isn't renewed, it gets cancelled and they do a panel there. That'd be an awkward panel. So at least we're getting a season 3 by the sounds of it because it'd be a weird ending. Sovereign Reaper with the $5. With Kate Kane gone, will her seat at the Justice League table be removed because no one knows who Ryan is? Well, we do have that Superman and Lois and Batwoman crossover, so I think that might just set that up. And they might say, yeah, you're worthy of being Batwoman and having a seat at the table and all that. So I don't think that'll be too much of an issue, to be completely honest. But I don't think we'll see that table until probably the season after, if anything. I think we might have a break from that table for a while just because of there's not going to be a major crossover. But I think that Superman and Lois and Batwoman crossover will sort of, they might mention that. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Is this, what's going on here? This stupid chat is triggering me. Okay, I think this is the most recent one. So I'll just answer this question. Actually, is that anything? Okay, it's not. Senex asked, when would Stargirl season 2 start? In regards to filming, I have no idea. I'd assume maybe end of this year, or they might wait till the beginning of next year. I think it will premiere on TV when Supergirl and Legend of Tomorrow start, which I think would be Mayish, middle of May or something like that. So I think that's when season 2 will start. So we'll have like almost a year break between season 1 and 2. but I think it's just because of schedule wise, they've already set up the beginning schedule for when like Flash and Black Lightning and Batwoman start. There's no spot there really for Stargirl. So yeah, I think it will premiere around the same time as Supergirl and Legends. Silhouetted animator with a $10. Thank you very much for that. Did you read the 2 Arrowverse Crisis Time comics that were exclusive to Walmart? The Green Lantern film was seen as pre-Crisis Earth 12 and implied to be part of Earth Prime now post-merge. I read the first one, so I haven't read the second one, which obviously would deal with the merging in regards to Earth Prime and stuff. Did I see? Yeah, I've got the first copy. Like I've got the actual physical first copy, like when they released it in Australia, which was like a while after it came out in America. I'll have to pick up the second one, but I don't think that second one will come out in Australia for like, oh no, there's like a joint one, isn't there? I think bundled. I might be able to find it, but I've read the first one. I'm not the biggest fan of it. I think it was just to make money, to be completely honest. I didn't think it was necessary, but it gives you, I guess if you wanted to read it, it's okay. If you haven't got it, if you're an Arrowverse fan, I think it's worth getting. It's just like a collector's thing. It's not that expensive either. But I've read the first thing. I'll have to get the second one. But I'm interested that they imply that the Green Lantern film is now like on Earth Prime, because is that where Deagle is? Who knows? I can't scroll here. Sean with the $5. Thank you very much for that, Sean. We saw Jay on Earth 3 mapping antimatter through the multiverse. What if he saw it coming, entered the Speed Force with Joan, and then left post-Crisis? That's possible. I'm interested to see if they can explain that Jay would be able to if Jay can remember pre-Crisis and stuff, and that would sort of hint or at least allude to him actually have been in this. He would have been in the Speed Force during Crisis. I don't know if Joan could have stayed in there for so long, though. I think that would have affected her fairly badly. But that could be one way they explain it, that he knew exactly when to leave, everything like that. I think it's going to be interesting to see how they explain that, though, because it's weird that they revealed that in an interview, but we didn't see any of it on screen. It's not even referred to by the characters. The only reason we know that they're quote unquote alive is because of an interview. We didn't even see anything in the show that actually hinted at it. So it's a bit weird that but I have to wait and see how they do it. He might step away from that and he might reveal, oh no, they actually did die. I misspoke in that interview. Who knows? But thank you very much. Thank you very much for that, Sean. Saint Lugia with a $5. Thank you much for that. With Stargirl mentioning Green Lantern all the time, do you think the other CW shows could start saying Green Lantern, and could this lead to a Deagle Green Lantern? It's a bit different because Green Lantern sort of is like a part of what Stargirl is. Like they use the JSA so they can actually constantly say Green Lantern. I don't think you're going to see like Barry just start mentioning Green Lantern. I think it's why like they didn't straight up say it a lot of the time. They just did little hints. I don't think you're going to see like like the Flash start saying it or Supergirl start saying or anything like that. I think it'll just be contained to Stargirl because it does relate to their Earth and the story that's revolved around the show. But in regards to the Deagle Green Lantern, if Warner Brothers lets them do it, then I don't see why they can't. Like go for it. You got your moment, go for it. Even if it's just for one episode, do it. We've been waiting for it for ages, so just go for it. Make everyone happy. Ezra asked, what comic do you think Jeff Johns would adapt for season 2 Stargirl? I don't think he's going to adapt like a straight up comic like we're seeing with season 1. Like season 1 is just literally Stars and Stripe with some JSA seeds being planted and then like the ISA being involved with Dragon King. For season 2, I think it'll be like I don't think it'll be like a straight adaptation from something. I think it'll just be elements from certain things. I'm interested to see what they do for season 2 in regards to storyline and what the villain is, or who the villain is, might I say. I thought it was going to be Johnny Sorrow and the new ISA, but from like the announcements in regards to season 2, it seems like it might not be the case, but we'll have to wait and see. Why is the entire season 1 of Batwoman still on the CW wrap if it's on HBO Max? Because it's a CW show. Like it's not. You can watch it on HBO Max without ads and everything like that. Like it's just like how the Flash and stuff can be on Netflix. Literally, because when the Flash and stuff ends, I think it's a week later, the entire season's on Netflix. So you wait a week, the entire season's on Netflix. They're not going to take it off the CW app. You can still watch it on the CW app, any of those shows. You just say you have to deal with ads. You have to deal with ads. But if you go watch it on Netflix or in Batwoman's case, HBO Max, you can watch it without ads and just binge it all the way through. If you had both, you'd definitely be going the HBO Max route. So yeah. And obviously they make money off it. So they'd want to be making, I don't think Warner Brothers would care about it staying on the CW app because it brings in the money from the ads. So I'm just scrolling through the chat here. It's doing something annoying. Here we go. Gwendolyn, good to see you. $5. Thank you very much for that. Hey, Pagey, how are you? I am good. Hopefully you're doing good as well. Now with Batwoman recast, are they still going to rely on Supergirl and Batwoman to be the main friendship in crossovers like Barry and Oliver? I would think so. I'm not confident in saying yes, but I would think so. But it just depends how they lead into that. Like, I don't know if they make Batwoman friends with someone else, or they make it Flash and Superman is now the new Barry and Oliver, like Barry and Clark are the new Barry and Oliver, or if they still go with the Kara and I guess in this case Ryan Wilder, if that's the name they go with. It'll be interesting because they really did push in a lot of different scenes and just in some cases episodes with crossovers like Ruby and Melissa Benoist's chemistry, but now that's gone. So they could change it up, but I think they would still be trying to go for a Supergirl and Batwoman friendship to contrast with what we saw with Barry and Oliver. But it's sort of a wait and see because who knows if Supergirl will even be in that crossover that's planned, because they might be so hectic on catching up on production that they might not have time for Melissa to even go and be in that crossover. So if she can't be in there, then maybe they might do Flash and Superman as the new like friendship. But it'll be interesting. But thank you very much for that, Gwendolyn. God, we've already been going for 45 minutes. Time flies when you're having fun, I guess. Hey, Paige, did you watch the last episode of Stargirl? Yes, I did. I have my review up if you want to go watch it. Or if you haven't watched it on the CW yet, I guess you can wait. When did it air? 2 hours, just under 2 hours from now. You can watch it then and watch my review. Yeah, good episode. I have watched it. Do you like Brainwave Jr.'s costume in the comics? It's a bit silly. It's very comic booky. I don't know if they'll be 100% accurate within the show, but then again, a lot of the other suits are. So I'll probably be proved wrong in that. I don't think we'll see it this season. I think they might wait till next season. Ezra, once again, $2. Will Stargirl season 1 go on HBO Max? Yes, I think we'll probably get it going on HBO Max when it ends this season. So it's meant to end in like what? Pretty much like August, end of August. It ends roughly about like what, in the second last week of August. So pretty much I think the week after it ends, whenever that date is, it'll probably go on HBO Max. So yeah, if you can binge watch it there if you don't have DC Universe. Yeah, that's when it should go there, I think. Veng, do you think Starman is Courtney's dad? No, I don't. But episode 11, I think, will explain all of that. So keep your eyes out for episode 11. If all the DC CW shows start filming around the same time, why does Legends start airing so much later? Pretty much just scheduling. Like pretty much Legends usually falls into Black Lightning, I think. Or used to. It used to. I don't know what it replaces now. What's usually after Flash? Or it was Arrow this season. But I think before it used to be Black Lightning. And then when Black Lightning ended, Legends would start. But yeah, I think it's just general scheduling. I think that's pretty much. I don't think there's anything too conspiracy theory worthy around it. I think it's just general scheduling and where they decide to play certain shows. So yeah. Will Jesse Quick ever come back? Not the one that we knew, I don't think. We'll probably get a new Jesse Quick or Jesse Chambers on Stargirl eventually. Sandstrom with the €5, I think that is. Your top 3 Stargirl daddy speculations. That's the most potential kinky question I've ever gotten on a stream. It's her dad. That's probably the best. We'll go for some memey ones. Grundy, that'd be an interesting choice. Grundy, Pat, that'd be a twist. Pat's actually her dad. That'd be one hell of a twist. So Grundy number 1, Pat Dugan is actually her dad number 2, and then we'll go for number 3. Dragon King. Her and Cindy are sisters. There we go. That's the top 3 daddy speculations for Stargirl. That'd be an interesting 3. Not gonna lie. I would be shocked. I would be shocked if that was the case. Where am I up? Choc King, are you with the $2? Are you caught up on Flash Rebirth? I am not. I am about 10 issues behind. I've been reading Doomsday Clock. I'm almost caught up on I'm almost finished Doomsday Clock. Sorry, I bought the like the deluxe thing with all of the issues in it because I'd rather binge read than read weekly. And I've been reading the new Suicide Squad, so I'm behind on Flash Rebirth. If you want a good comic, new Suicide Squad. It's amazing. Should I watch Doom Patrol? If not when you're 12, definitely. I wouldn't. I'd say literally what 16, 17 up, and even then, don't watch it with your parents, especially season 2 and the pilot probably. But I'd try and avoid the whole show watching with your parents if you're under. I don't even think I'd watch it with my mum or my dad. I don't think I'd stick away with it. JJ Sports Cards with the $2. Love your videos. Thank you very much for that. Greatly appreciated. Thank you for super chatting and supporting the channel at this time. Hopefully you are having a good day. Why can I not click? Oh, there we go. God, my nose is itchy. Who is your favorite CW villain and why? I'd probably just say Reverse Flash because he just triggers Barry all the time, and that's always what a good villain does. Will there be DC stuff in regular Comic-Con at home? I think there's some comics-based stuff, and there's like a Constantine reunion, like the Keanu Reeves one from like whatever it was, like 15 years. Was it more than year? Whenever it was, 15 years ago, I think it was. There's nothing show related, I don't think. No, they're all saving it for DC Fandom. Will your Stargirl episode 11 teaser breakdown be tomorrow? It'd be episode 10. Episode 10 trailer breakdown. Yeah, because episode 9 was the one that we had yesterday, and that's airing today on CW. So next week is 10. So it'll be episode 10 as the trailer breakdown. Silhouetted Animator with the $5. Actually, sorry, Gary first with the $2. Is Flash getting delayed later than January? No, they can't. They just can't. They're just losing too much money. They will film whether it's middle of September or end of September. They'll get episodes out in January. There's no need to worry about that. I think the biggest question mark is amount of episodes. That's the question mark around that. I think Flash will get 18, but I think you'll see like shows like Supergirl maybe get 13. But I think they'll try and get 16 for both Superman and Lois and Batwoman, and probably 18 for the Flash. But yeah, Silhouetted Animated with the $5. Is Jay Garrick part of the JSA in the 40s on Earth Prime? Since he can't coexist with Barry's dad at the same time, and he missed my second super chat. Oops. Yeah, it's just StreamYard's like the system I use here, this little site here. It's great for just general things. But they still have an issue with like super chats. Like they don't list them separately, which makes it a big issue. I've actually missed 2 here, to be completely honest. My bad. I'll catch up here. So I'll read them out. In regards to Jay Garrick, part of the JSA in the 40s on Earth Prime, from what it sounded like, it's just he's in present day. Like he's in present day. They could make it that maybe he existed back then. But it makes it sound like he's in present day. But if there's issues around that, they could make it that way if they wanted to. So that's an interesting way that they could work around it. And now that Henry Allen's dead, he can then travel to the future. So they could make it that way if they wanted to. If they wanted to him exist on present day, he waited until Henry died, which is a bit twisted, but they could make it that way. And your second super chat was another $5. Let me just take a drink quickly because I've been talking my head off and Need some refreshment. I've just spilt water all down my face. Thank God the camera's off. Do you think it would make JJ more interesting in Canaries if they have him struggle / switch between two timeline memories as both ally and villain? If anything, that might be what they do. Like maybe certain moments with, say, example, Mia would trigger a memory from the timeline where they were engaged and they were like happy and stuff. And then there's something that happens that triggers him back to being a villain. That's an interesting dynamic they could do with that character. And it wouldn't surprise me if that's something that they were actually going to do with that. I have a feeling if the show goes ahead, they might actually recast that character because I don't think he would do the show. I think he actually got cast on another pilot, but that pilot might not be happening anymore because Corona happened. But I think that's probably what they might have been aiming to do, or like at least a version of that in some way, shape, or form. So it's an interesting thing they could have done. Julian, this is the other one I missed. With the $2, he asked, without spaces, but I've been looking at it for like a couple of seconds to decipher. He went, how did Rick's parents die in the car crash when Our Man died in episode 1? So they reveal that Our Man didn't die. They reveal that episode 2 or 3 that Our Man, I think it's episode 2, they reveal that Our Man survived that night. He was the only one that survived, I guess, outside of Pat. So he didn't die. Yeah, so they said that in episode 2. But it was like a passing line. They didn't really focus on it. So that might have been why you missed it. Just making sure I didn't. Okay. Okay. Yeah, just got your question then, Julian. Gary with the $2. Is Starman Stargirl's dad and is Pat evil? Pat isn't evil. Starman isn't Stargirl's dad. I can tell you that. But I won't say who her dad is. But I think episode 11 will reveal all in regards to that. So watch out for that episode. I have no idea what NDL is. Nico? I have no idea what that is. What would you like to happen in season 7 of The Flash? Pretty much similar to season 6 in regards to the structure of it. Obviously, they have to finish off the Mirror Master stuff, but pretty much the similar things. Yeah, I think they handled season 6 really well. Yeah, that's pretty much the way to put it. Oh, there we go. Fan of Fiction put the $3 in. Hey, Pagey, what would you? Oh, I guess I could say specifics in regards to storylines. I'm just interested to see because it matters how they end that Mirror Master thing because it's hard for me to really go, oh, this is exactly who or what I want to see when you don't know what they plan to finish off the season with because Reverse Flash could be a villain they want to use. Hopefully he isn't. I'd rather them save him for the actual last season because I don't think season 7 will be the last. I don't think it'd be too surprising if they did go for a speedster villain. They did say that Godspeed will show up, like the real Godspeed will show up in season 7. It just matters whether it's in a main role or just like the real one's there for an episode or something. That's like the interesting thing there. But yeah, I just want to see them continue with what they were doing. I don't really have any specifics because I need to wait till they finish that Mirror Master thing before I think about it too much because they could go down a different direction. But we have like sort of a question mark over all of it. God, we'll end the stream in a couple of minutes, guys, because I can't believe we've been going for an hour already. Yannick with the €2. Will Cameron be in the new Injustice Society because of his crush? I'd assume because he's Icicle Junior, obviously. So I'd assume yes, he's going to be in the Icicle in the ISA. I guess it matters whether it's at the beginning or season 2 shows that journey. I think we might get a massive tease for him come the end of the season or towards the end of the season. I just don't know if they develop him too much and they might leave that for season 2. I think you may as well, to be completely honest. You watched episode 11. Haha, we know it. I've only watched up to episode 9. I should get episode 10 of Stargirl tomorrow night, my time. It's morning on Wednesday at the moment for me. So I should get it in about, I don't know, like 36 hours from now, roughly. So I'll be able to watch episode 10 then. And then episode 11 the week after. Yeah. I think that's usually when I get it. Tomorrow night. That's usually when I get the new episode. Oh, I missed your second. God, I'm hopeless today. I'm going to blame this. I'm going to blame freaking, whatchamacallit? What's this thing called? StreamYard. Just give me 2 seconds. I'll bring it up now. Where was it? Naruto. Where is it? Naruto. Okay, he wrote, that was slightly confusing, but I understood it. Yeah, that's just typical me. I make everything confusing when it should just be mate, Pagey, we need you to just tell us how the weather is. Instead of me saying, oh, it's sunny, I'll go into like a 5-paragraph description and make it confusing and make you think it's 3 different temperatures or something at the exact same time. How do I see the episodes early? Just the press account. So I've got Stargirl and Doom Patrol. I finished Doom Patrol because Doom Patrol's weird. They were giving it weekly, like the episodes weekly, and then they just gave the last 4 episodes on one day. They meant to give you the next episode, which I think was meant to be episode 6, and they gave 6, 7, 8, 9, and just dropped all 4 episodes. I was like, okay, well, I got viewing for the weekend then. So, but Stargirl, I think they'll just do 1 episode a week until the finale. I don't think they'll drop it like Doom Patrol did. What comics do you recommend related to Stargirl? Well, Stars and Stripe, but I would recommend not reading that now because we're so close to the end of the season. You will just spoil yourself. Like I know you would have been spoiling yourself anyway at the beginning, but it would have been so long until those things happen in the actual show that it wouldn't have mattered too much. Like it would actually give you cool little references throughout the show. But I think I would hold off reading Stars and Stripe until the season ends if you want to read it. Don't read it now. And just like pretty much Jeff Johns' JSA run. Like I think there's 4 or 5 volumes. I think they're all on DC Universe. If you have the DC Universe streaming app and just the app in general on your phone or the computer or your iPad or whatever it is, I think they're all on there. Even then, for that, I think the DC Universe is really good. You can just type in Stargirl and it'll give you all the comics you should read to know that character and to follow her journey. So, or you type in Courtney Whitmore, I guess. But yeah, that's Jeff Johns' JSA run is probably the go, especially heading into season 2, if you want a recommendation for reading. So I'm just scrolling back up through the chat. Pagey, how did the Shade betray Icicle and Stargirl? I don't know what the betrayal would have been, but Shade's like a weird character. Some of you might know this, and they don't really reflect it. Oh, he was terrible on The Flash. God, what a waste of a character. Anyway, the Shade in the comics, he's a villain, but he's also like a hero for his city. I think it's is it Ivy City? I can't remember what his city is specifically. I think it's Ivy City. I might be wrong there. But he's like a hero to his city. He'll defend his city, but anywhere else, he's a villain. So he's a hero in his city. He'll defend his city, but then if he goes to like Central City, he's a villain. Or if he's working with the ISA, he's a villain. So he's an interesting character in regards to that. So his betrayal might have been he went back to his city to just defend it. Like that could Opal City. It's Opal City. Yeah, I knew it was one of those like short named cities. But he just he defends his city, but then he's a villain elsewhere. So I think that's probably what his betrayal was. He just left them to go do that. Or they went to do something in Opal City and he turned on them because of that. That'd be an interesting way if they did it. If they did that whole thing, like they went to Opal City, they're going to do some ISA stuff then. He was like, no, I defend this city, and then stops them. Or at least goes against them, and maybe he dies. Who knows? Stargirl has 13 episodes for this season, so we still have 4 episodes after this week's episode. Frostbite 442 with the $5. Thank you very much for that. Did I miss this thing? No, I got that. Okay, sweet. Icicle was told to kill anyone that gets in his way. Do you think he'll turn on the ISA for his wife or Barb? I think it depends if they get in his. It depends if Stargirl goes after Icicle, which I think will happen. And also, I think it's important if Courtney and Pat reveal to Barbara that, yo, your boss, the guy you're working for, hey, he's a villain. He killed a kid the other day. He killed the what was the guy's name? The wizard. I can't remember what his role was in the city. What was his role? The congressman, I think it was. Yeah, if they reveal that to her, then I think it could become an issue, and then they're definitely getting an Icicle's way. But I'll have to wait and see when that specifically is. There is a shot in the trailer where it's Stargirl versus Icicle on, I think, the roof of the town hall. I think it was, it was on the roof of something. I can't remember if it was their house or something. Was it senator? It wasn't senator, was it? It was. I think it was like congressman or something. It was like I think he started with a C. His title. It might have been senator, councilman. That's what it was. Thank you, councilman. That's what it was. But yeah, I think they'll definitely get in his way. It'll just be interesting to see when. Do I have to watch Stargirl in order to understand future Arrowverse crossovers? No, but you should be watching Stargirl because it's very, very, very good. Do you think Icicle likes Barb? I'd probably say yes. I'd say yes. He probably, because Barbara's like a very kind person, so he probably sees some of his wife in her. Do you prefer bad Captain Cold or good Captain Cold? In the middle. I like the old, the anti-villain, if you want to call it, or anti-hero, whatever you want to call it. Have I seen Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman? I have not. My mum has, though. I think my mum watched it when she was pregnant with my sister. I don't think it was when she was pregnant with me, because I think the show came out after I was born. But I think it was when she was pregnant with my sister. She used to watch that show. I think she used to watch ER when she was pregnant with me. Was Stargirl season 1 better than the Flash season 6? Yeah, it's like on par with like Flash season 1 in regards to quality. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. We've been God, it's 7 minutes past the hour mark. Yeah, I'm pretty much going to end the stream there, guys. It was awesome chat. It went by really fast. I'm going to try and stream more often. It just depends when there's gaps where I don't upload a video, and then I can stream. But thank you everyone that tuned in. Thank you to everyone that's super chatted to support the channel during this time. It's hard. Extremely grateful. That's the best way to put it. I appreciate it a lot. But yeah, I will have my Stargirl trailer breakdown for the next episode out tomorrow. That'll be my next video. And then I have a couple of interesting videos on the weekend. I think I will have my next episode of the flashback reviews out on Saturday or Sunday. So keep your eyes out for that. And yeah, I'll have another 1 or 2 videos out during this week as well, if that's even English. So there. Thanks for watching, guys. And yeah, I'll catch you on the flip. That was really cringy. Goodbye.